Hello and welcome to Our Kids, brought to you by the Jefferson County Public Schools. I'm Ben Jackie. This time of year, the days are getting shorter, but our kids are finding ways to make every moment count, sending holiday messages to our military, learning about our ecosystem, and creating documentaries. We'll have those stories plus these reports from our Fern Creek and Ballard High School student correspondents.
How does the school incorporate fitness into fundraising? I'm Fern Creek correspondent Kristen Reeser. Coming up, I'll let you know.
I'm Fern Creek correspondent Victoria Anderson, and up next I'm going to show you how students are taking little steps to make a big difference.
This holiday season, many of our students are learning important lessons about giving back. Students at Zachary Taylor Elementary School worked with military veterans to create special cards for the American Red Cross's Holiday Mail for Heroes.
Thank you, veterans, for keeping our country safe. It means a lot to us. We are thinking of you this holiday.
But today we're here at Zachary Taylor Elementary, the corner of Westport and Hurstbourne Lane. And today we have the American Red Cross along with our military.
My dad was in the Army.
Well, I'm glad that he served with us.
We'll be creating cards, holiday cards for our heroes today to put in the mail and send out across the world and the country.
Take care and hurry home safely. Thank you for what you do to keep us all safe. I hope your holiday is nice. I hope you will stay healthy and safe.
These cards are then distributed by the American Red Cross volunteers and staff to local and deployed military and their families, to veterans and to wounded warriors.
I think it helps the kids to understand that sometimes people have to go away, and when they're not with their family, seeing something from somebody else, cheers them up.
We practiced one, we wrote one together, and we practiced writing one.
So what you're doing in writing is thinking, and the ability to express yourself is very important. So that's a really important skill. But you're also learning how you contribute to society. So just imagine the expression on somebody's face who's going to open this wonderful card and know that you care about them.
As a society, we always have to give back. We're all responsible for one another.
Let's get our colors out.
That we should feel responsible for those who have gone to fight wars and sacrifice for our freedoms. So we hope they get that out of the whole thing, that we must give back.
I think it's important because it makes them feel really good and they know that they're doing the right thing.
Dear veterans, my family will think of you this holiday season. Take care and hurry home safely. Thank you for what you do to keep us all safe. Thanks for your sacrifice and service to this great nation. Happy holidays.
Have you ever wondered what it takes to be a movie star? Or what it takes to make a motion picture? Well, some Fern Creek Traditional High School students earned the chance of a lifetime, a trip to Hollywood to see how movie magic is made, thanks to a former JCPS student and professional actor.
This is a trip to go out to California to be on the set of a movie called A Love Like Ours.
I got chosen for it because it was open to students in the communications programs here in JCPS at Fern Creek, Ballard, and PRP.
It was like a really extensive process to apply. We had to fill out a bunch of applications, write an essay.
And then we had interviews where they'd ask us about, why we were qualified for this and see if we could set up a camera and different skills that we'd need in order to do this.
We actually made a documentary.
This is the story of 3 students picked to go to Los Angeles,
film together, learn together, and have their lives taped.
To find out what happens when students exchange Derby City for the silver screen.
We were given cameras and tripods, and we just set them up, did interviews, got a bunch of different B-roll shots, and just talked about our experience. And
once we got back, we got all the footage together. Everything went really smooth, putting everything together, and the ideas that we had followed through from the very, the pre-production stages.
When we were out there, we got to be on the set of a film called A Love Like Ours.
We were production assistants on the set too, and we were trying to run around, help people out as best as we could because that was our first time being on set. We really didn't know what we were doing quite yet.
And we got to see them make it and just all the different things that go into it. We saw all the different roles and got to be in a couple scenes as extras, and just see how putting the movie together works.
We interviewed a few celebrities. We asked them different things about the movie. We told them to kind of give us as much as they could about what the movie was about, what they thought it was like, what the flow of the set felt like, how the cast and the crew worked together.
Being in the program here at Fern Creek, we get to use ENG cameras that are what the professionals use, and everything's tapeless and HD, and
they're using the same editing software that we're using. They're using the same things that, the same computers, the same stuff like that. They edited it on a Mac, and we use Macs every day.
It was great being on an actual movie set. I'd done workshops and things before, but actually being out there is just a completely different experience.
The experience was really, really good. The set was really upbeat. Things were always constantly moving. You would rarely, even during lunch, you still saw people running around trying to get things done.
It was very fast-paced, getting things done right now. You had deadlines and people were tough to work with sometimes, but you got to get it done at the end of the day.
This whole trip was really set up by Conrad Bachman. He is an actor out in LA, and he actually is from Louisville. He's from Louisville, and he actually graduated from Valley High School. So it's really cool because, stars do come from a little town like this.
These days you hear a lot of talk about living a healthy lifestyle. Well, students at Height Elementary aren't just talking the talk, they're walking the walk. Fern Creek correspondent Kristen Reeser takes us to the Height Hike-a-thon.
Promoting healthy lifestyles is something every Jefferson County Public School strives to accomplish. And every year here at Height Elementary School, students get to have fun while doing just that. Recently, Height Elementary held their 7th annual Hike-a-thon. Staff and parent volunteers put on this 1-mile walk as an exciting way to encourage fitness and raise funds for the school. Heights principal Tim Hagan tells why this activity was chosen.
So we decided we wanted to work on kids being healthier, making good choices about food and nutrition. So we decided to do the hike-a-thon and take a walk, and we walk our cross-country course here, and then come down here and have a DJ and activities to do, and then some choices to taste healthy treats and snacks.
Leading up to the walk, students from all grades collect pledges from local businesses. Classes also create teams and become partners with other students, which builds their ability to cooperate in a group. The teams create flags that tie in with this year's theme of the Olympics. Before the walk, national champion cyclist Rob Bush spoke to the kids. English soccer coach Miles McDermott was another inspirational speaker. After Heights jump rope team showed off their skills, the walk began. Kids in grades kindergarten through 5th marched the school's cross-country path alongside teachers, staff, and parents. The walk ends in the Olympic Village, where they celebrate with music, dancing, snow cones, and inflatables. Student Brianna looks forward to Heights Walkathon every year.
What we do basically is we walk around the whole school, and then sometimes at every point we get drinks and stuff, and then we come down here and dance and have fun and get into the jumpies.
Lindy Stoll is the supervisor of the event.
Well, instead of selling things that doesn't really encourage activity, they walk. They get money in return for walking the cross-country path. We've got a lot of vendors and other community partners here to put the kids through various active exercises.
In addition to exercising, kids are introduced to healthy snacks like trail mix and fruits, as well as water that keeps their body energized. Height Elementary has proven that it is possible to help your school while helping your body. For our kids, I'm Fern Creek correspondent Kristen Reeser.
We've got a lot more stories about our kids ahead, so stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Our Kids, sponsored by the Jefferson County Public Schools. All of us use it every day in some way. Water is a staple of all of our lives, and we probably don't think that much about it. Thanks to the Adventures in Water program at the Louisville Water Tower, a group of Westport Middle students learned some important lessons in biology, ecology, and physics.
I want to welcome everybody, say thanks for being here today.
Today it's our 5th annual Adventures in Water Festival. It's a great time for kids from all different schools throughout the county and to come out and learn about all the unique ways that we use water.
Looking at science. Buoyancy is the force that keeps us up on top of the water.
We're from Westport Middle School, and we brought out our 6th graders today to let them see and experience ecosystems in a new way.
How did you guys use the river this morning?
We're studying ecosystems and how they affect their environment, organisms, how organisms affect the environment they live on. And
What two chemical elements from the periodic table make up water, a water molecule?
H2O.
You got it. What does the H mean? What's the O mean?
it gives all the kids a chance to come out here and look at water, how it's cleaned up, where it comes from, what they do with it.
It's like hands-on learning. They can learn everything from how water is filtered and treated to be able to be used out of their faucet.
Does anybody know what kind of stuff moves on a barge? Yes, sir. Coal, that's right.
We have folks from the barge company here talking about how barges and the rivers used as a transportation system.
Barges carry gravel, grain, and coal.
All the different ways that we can use water, and they're learning about it in all different ways.
So this is wastewater.
MSD does a real good job of like the bacteria, showing them the dirty water and how they clean it up, and that's always a good, like, oh, that's, you know, and then they see the process, and oh, and they don't realize that that's how the water would look if MSD didn't do its job. Some of the students we have never even been out here near the Ohio River. Gives them a chance to see another part of Louisville.
I want them to walk away thinking about, wow, I didn't even know all the ways that I do use water. I mean, yeah, we think about, we turn on the faucet and our water comes out and we take a drink, or we might take a bath, but they don't realize that, you know, it takes water to make their clothing. They have an opportunity to learn about how people in other countries get their water and how fortunate we are that we have such a great source right here at the Ohio River. So they're just learning about ways to think about water that they may not have ever thought about before.
The Storytellers Club at Ballard High School is showing compassion and sending a message of love to those dealing with depression. Correspondent Nadia Nutgrass has the story.
It seriously alters your whole life and the way you do everything, the way you look at everything.
Everybody has a story to tell. These storytellers do it on their arms.
I'm just really proud to be a part of it.
This year, Ballard High School is starting a campaign to raise awareness for depression. Junior Marty White is bringing the nonprofit organization to write Love on Her Arms to Ballard with the goal of raising money and awareness for depression.
I brought this to Ballard because I know there's a lot of people that needed this in a way. I see a lot of kids who struggle with the issues that we talk about: depression, addiction, self-injury, and even suicide. I felt like someone needed to speak up because there's a lot of people that want to talk. They just don't know how to, or they don't think anyone will listen. And I want people to know that there's a whole student body that will listen.
This organization is all about people, about helping and knowing people. It's about telling people that they can talk and that someone will listen. These students have already shown an amazing amount of leadership and caring for others by raising over $750. They hope to raise even more money through a Storytellers Night. Students will present their stories through art, music, poetry, and other forms of self-expression. I'm Ballard High School correspondent Nadia Nutgrass for Our Kids.
Fern Creek correspondent Victoria Anderson gives us an inside look at the animal shelter where JCPS students are volunteering.
People may hear how well JCPS students do inside the classroom, but students are now making an impact in their community.
Approximately 5 million to 7 million companion animals enter animal shelters nationwide every year. Animal House Adoption Center in Newburgh is a fun, safe, and clean environment where animals wait patiently to be adopted by a potentially fun, loving owner. With 12,000 animals coming in yearly, it would be impossible to give every animal in the shelter the love and attention they all need and deserve. But thanks to the 10 student volunteers who volunteer at the animal shelter, dogs and cats of every shape and size can get the love and attention they deserve. JCPS student Cassie Whalen loves being a volunteer worker at Animal House Adoption Center.
The reason why I love volunteering is because I love animals. They're my passion. They've been in my passion when I was little. Also, I get to, spend time with them, help out, make sure they have lots of loving and stuff, play with the cats, play with the dogs, and stuff like that. Also, walking the dogs, spot cleaning, just, making sure they have love and food and water and stuff like that.
The volunteers at the Animal House Adoption Center are responsible for cleaning out kennels, taking animals out to get fresh air and play ball, and showing each animal love and attention. Margaret Busco, the manager of the Animal House Adoption Center, believes that volunteer work is very important.
Volunteering is absolutely essential. With the staffing levels that we have at Metro Animal Services, we want to make sure that we give all the animals the amount of attention they deserve.
Overall, JCPS students are being selfless, and instead of spending their time at home or at the movies, they spend their time helping a better cause and helping animals find a better loving home.
For our kids, I'm Fern Creek correspondent Victoria Anderson.
Chuck Taylors may seem like a trendy fashion hit to teens, but these shoes have been around since 1917. Fern Creek correspondent Andy Creek describes why this latest generation can't resist the simplicity and lure of the All-Stars.
Have you heard the saying, what goes around comes around? Well, Chuck Taylors are giving that statement new meaning as the retro style works its way back into today's trending fashions. Chuck Taylors, also known as Chucks, come in a variety of colors and styles, ranging from boots to high tops to low cut, allowing everyone from teens to teachers to express themselves. Student Jared Martinez and teacher Bo Baker tell why they like wearing Chucks.
I like wearing Chucks because I just like the way they look. I've always been a fan of the Converse style, so I just like to wear them. I have all different colors. I've got like black, white, blue. I wear black the most because it's like the most common. I've always liked the way they look. I don't think they ever went out of style.
I like wearing Chucks because I've worn them since, probably since I was 6 or 7. They're just comfortable. My Lord, Chucks have been around since probably the mid-'60s, and they just don't go out of style, just comfy.
Converse shoes first arrived on the fashion market in 1917 as the latest athletic basketball shoe. Even today, the Chuck Taylor All-Stars are still the most popular basketball shoes ever worn by the NBA. Recently, in 2001, the Converse Corporation filed bankruptcy after years of hard times, but the shoe, being too popular to abandon, transferred owners and are still being produced by Nike today. Student Caitlin McIntyre shares why she thinks this retro style keeps coming back.
Because a lot of people like things from the past, like, I don't know, like 70s and 80s things, and they were popular back then. So I guess they just came back because people liked the trend.
One of the reasons these shoes have stayed so popular for so long is their versatility. Their casual style allows for day-to-day wear, but some people choose to wear them for more formal occasions. Students Amanda Goins and Alyssa Ruse explain how Chucks allow people to express themselves.
If you wear the different colors, obviously it kind of expresses what you like and maybe the type of person you are. I go with the black because they're original.
They show people's sense of style, like there's the low cuts and the high tops and then the boots, and I choose to wear the boots because I like how they look and they can help you express your style.
No matter how trends change, it's obvious this retro style will be a part of fashion for years to come. For our kids, I'm Fern Creek correspondent Andy Creek.
In this month's Tech Tip, Ballard student Esteban Pardo reminds us that registration for schools is now entirely online.
The middle and high school registration and application period for the 2013-2014 school year continues through Friday, January 11th, 2013. Students who have moved, students who are new to a district, and students interested in an optional program, magnet school, or a high school career theme may apply online. For further information to complete the online application progress, go to www.jcpsky.net and click on the green button that says Apply and Register for 2013-2014. I'm Ballard correspondent Esteban Pardo with Tech Tips.
Thanks, Esteban. Don't go away. We've got a lot more stories about our kids coming up. Welcome back to Our Kids. I'm Ben Jackie. Well, Price Elementary recently had a visiting artist that used string to help tell stories and folk tales. Students even got in on the act by learning to create their own string shapes.
My name is Dave Titus, and they call me the string man because I have string in my backpack. This is storytelling, because you make the cup and saucer and you make up a little story about it, or you make a star. I have to put my hand in, down, and then I pull out this way, and I made, and then...
We couldn't wait for this hands-on presentation from Mr. Titus, where the students were really able to, be able to create things along as he's teaching them, and it's not something that they're having to watch, but they're able to interact with as well.
And we're going to make another letter
We at Price Elementary are a visual arts magnet, and this fits right into our curriculum. You know, we always are creating things painting-wise and drawings, but this is just another way that students can use string as art as well.
One thumb, other thumb with it, make railroad tracks. I work with 6 groups from kindergarten up. Number 1, number 11. Each group will do different things. Thumbs and little fingers. What shape? So collectively, the school will know about 35 figures.
I made the chicken feet and the scissors. He made butterflies and birds.
I really want them to be able to know that they can succeed in creating these string figures. I want them to know that they can tell a story with these string figures. You know, I want them to know that it's fun. It's another way to have fun. Instead of watching TV, they can get out their string and they can maybe teach a brother or a sister, and they can be the teacher as well.
Got scissors.
If I get the 2 middle strings, I make chicken feet. And another shape, let's see. Whoa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
From strings to fishing lines, you may be surprised to learn that fishing is now considered a varsity sport at JCPS. Brianna Craig reels in the details.
Picture this. It's a beautiful day. A local high school student grabs his fishing pole, loads up his tackle box, and heads to Taylorsville Lake. He picks up his favorite lure, puts it on, and casts out his line. Aside from the student enjoying one of his favorite pastimes, he is also competing as a varsity athlete. The Kentucky Athletic Association has recently made bass fishing a varsity sport with competitions, awards, and varsity recognition. Ryan Gabehart, a new member of Fern Creek's fishing team, talks about the benefits of the new varsity sport.
Finding out that this sport is actually now sanctioned by the high schools, I mean, it's amazing because the schools are actually encouraging you to get outdoors more. I mean, instead of just going on and on with this stuff that you're actually not really going to use past high school, maybe college if you're lucky, like football, basketball, and whatnot. Fishing, you can do that your entire life. You're building skills that you can use later.
Trevor Tatro, another Fern Creek member, explains how it can help him in his future.
We get to go to tournaments with Mr. Black, who's probably one of the coolest teachers at Fern Creek. We can get scholarships up to $5,000 towards college. They now have college fishing teams.
Bass fishing is already a professional sport within the United States, and now it's gaining mainstream popularity within JCPS high schools. For our kids, I'm Fern Creek correspondent Brianna Craig.
Drive down Bardstown Road on any given evening and you will find a lot of teens hanging out. Fern Creek correspondent Becca Bishop finds out why the area is so appealing.
Living in Kentucky, the city life is hard to come by. But on the outskirts of downtown Louisville, you'll find a scene that resembles the streets of New York City. Cars are bumper to bumper, young people fill the streets, and coffee fills the air. As the businesses continue to prosper and the young people continue to return, the Highlands Louisville neighborhood continues to be a hot spot for many teens. But what is it about the Highlands that keeps the teens coming back for more?
For decades, the Highlands has been a major area for teens to hang out. With its wide variety of clothing stores, novelty shops, and international restaurants, the Highlands has much to offer to the younger generation. Stores such as Eccentric, Hey Tiger, and Y Louisville have a clothing selection which the mall does not provide. These stores have a much more vintage edge, and the clothes do not come in bulks, giving the Highland shopper a more individual style. Y Louisville makes clothes and accessories that advertise the city itself. Many of the shops and restaurants are locally owned, allowing the customers to have a more close-to-home feeling when they walk inside. Heine Brothers Coffee has branched off throughout the city of Louisville. However, it has 3 locations in the Highlands, giving the area their distinct coffee scent. Cafe Mimosa, a Vietnamese restaurant, Spinelli's and Imperizelli's Pizza, and Days Espresso and Coffee are other locally owned businesses. Emma Lou's Cafe restaurant literally brings a taste of home into the Highlands. Emma Lou's is owned by Emily Peters, who lives in Louisville.
She adds her own recipes to the menu and makes her own novelty jewelry and trinkets. Emily discusses why she chose to own a business in the Highlands neighborhood.
We love the Highlands because of it's just a great neighborhood. They've got so much pedestrian traffic. They do so many neighborhood events like the Cyclovia. They just had, I think last month, where they closed down a stretch of Bardstown Road and let pedestrians and bicycles like all over Bardstown Road, and that was super cool.
Walking on the inside of these restaurants and shops is not the only cool part of this neighborhood. On the outside, you'll find many scenes on the streets, including street performers rocking out to your favorite songs.
And it feels like I am just too close to love you.
The Highlands neighborhood in Louisville is more than just a few blocks with restaurants and stores. It is a way of life. So it is not just the shops and restaurants that keeps the teens coming back for more. It is also the people surrounding this area. The Highlands is a legend of Louisville nowhere close to dying out. For Our Kids, I'm Fern Creek correspondent Becca Bishop.
Well, that's our show for today, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have an idea for us, email us at this address. We'd love to hear from you. You can also find full episodes of Our Kids on YouTube. Until next time, keep supporting our kids.